Hello, it's day 9 of my journey into Elvanse for ADHD, 30 milligrams per day. And today I feel that I'm not as stimulated as I was. I don't feel bad and I don't feel like doing nothing, but I think, I don't know, is there a time period where your body just kind of, okay, we're used to that now, what else? I found myself today as well, as much as I've been productive, I'm still doing my kitchen ongoing. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there in the kitchen. I can see an end game. I really need to be in my motorhome, which I've got to take to Bedford tomorrow to have some electrics fixed. And my priority is actually to get out there and do that. So I've gone out there, strip the beds, and then I'm like, nah. I don't know why, but my dopamine levels are obviously coming from the kitchen. But I think I feel today a bit more stable, and I'm not about to burn out. I'm not about to crash. I just feel less stimulated. And yet, I hear a lot of people on TikTok saying, don't drink caffeine with it, you'll get insomnia. I've been sleeping better. I did another 5.5 hours last night, which isn't bad for me because I don't sleep a lot anyway. But I have been drinking more coffee than normal. I'm not going to do that because I am a bit of a coffee addict. I don't drink posh coffee. I'm actually a peasant coffee kind of instant girl. Just how I was brought up, I guess. So yeah, I don't feel as stimulated today. I'm just very aware of what I'm feeling. Yesterday was quite funny, and maybe it's because yesterday was such a good day. I think you might get a little bit of a crash from having a good day. So I talked about going on a taster session for piano, and something I've been wanting and meaning to do for over 20 years. And it went really, really well. The lady that is teaching me is just so super cute. She's I don't know whether this is a bad word or not, but I'm going to say it anyway. She's one of those old school spinsters who's never been married and lives in a house with her identical twin sister. They're both musical, play the flute, the piano, and I think the clarinet. So she's, I'd say late 50s, early 60s. Super, super, super lovely. Like, just a cutie patootie. So it's actually, when I came away and reflected on that taster session and the conversation I had with her, it's probably the first person I've met and introduced myself to since I've had my diagnosis. So it was kind of interesting. I am the typical ADHDer that I meet somebody and overshare straight away. Like, they know my whole life story within 10 minutes. So, of course, one of the first things that fell out of my mouth was, I've just been diagnosed with ADHD. I wonder if that's why I'm now I'm on this medication. Almost kind of putting in excuses as to why I haven't done this sooner. And I don't know who I'm excusing it to, because it's me that's the problem. I've just been listening to that, actually, Taylor Swift. Anyway, so I found myself, and her reaction, I was hyper aware when I said it, and she went, oh. And I was like, no, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. I've got this medication. I've got a new lease for life. I've got some energy, motivation, focus, clarity. And I felt like I was kind of like, don't kind of, oh. And I didn't feel she was doing it in any way, just as if it was, oh, it's a diagnosis. And I was like, yeah, but it's going to help me understand myself. So yeah, complete stranger. That's the first kind of reaction I've had from a stranger, I guess. And yet she's a teacher, so she's aware of neurodiverse children throughout the spectrum, and but very interesting, very interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And another self-recognition, I guess, was that I was enjoying playing the piano so much, doing the 5-finger thing. I realised it was time to go but I probably was about 5 minutes delayed in the, what's the word? I didn't read the signs. You know, I don't know how to put it into words. The social cue, I guess, was she'd got up to get a book and then came back and didn't sit back down again. And of course, I'm just merrily. And then I realised, God, that is me. I don't necessarily always see those social cues. So just an interesting day, I guess. And I thoroughly, like I said, thoroughly enjoyed it. Went to my grandchildren's. Generally, if I go and see my grandchildren, I want to be left there before it's dark, because I've got a half an hour, 40-minute drive home, and I hate driving in the dark. I think that wasn't helped with my recent anxiety into driving, but I've got lazy focusing muscles in my eyes anyway, so night driving is horrendous because my vision tends to steer towards the oncoming lights rather than trying to stay where I am in the road. So, but yesterday was completely different. I was like, no, I'm not rushing home today, girls. I'll sit and have tea with you. And yeah, I drove home. I just made sure I drove home rather than country roads. I drove home with the lit up streets, so you know. But yeah, all is good. So I still haven't had a wine since Friday. Go me, considering I was quite dependent on that afternoon dopamine hit. I have had a can of cider every now and then if I feel my levels are low, but one can of cider and then I go on to my fizzy drink. So on the whole, everything is good. I've booked my next appointment to have my follow-up appointment with my psychiatrist, so that's in 2 weeks' time. So I'll just, you know, I'm glad I'm documenting it so I can look back and kind of go, right, how did I feel on this day, you know? And like I said, I'm day 9 and I just feel a bit calmer maybe, but I'm not sure that's a good thing. I quite liked that buzzy stimulant of, I wasn't rushing, but I was able to just do rather than overthinking. So yeah, that's where I'm at today. I'm gonna force myself now. Just had a shower and wasn't a hair wash day, which meant I didn't have to lay on the bed. I've sat and picked every pore in my skin, even though there's no spots. So I don't know, I think that's a thing, isn't it? I kind of hyper focus on that. And I think that's what's happened in my kitchen. Even though I need to do the motorhome before I go tomorrow afternoon, in my ADHD brain, I know I've got tomorrow morning and I probably will do it under pressure. And that's kind of what I do. Whereas the kitchen is such a big job and I can dip in and out of each area, I'm finding that more manageable, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's me today. I hope everybody else is well. Take care. Bye for now.